Alright, what's going on, man? It's Active. Got my man here, RebelOfDaNew. Going to be talking about a show that we both probably have the same opinions on, Rwby. Let's go ahead and start this off, man. So, real quick, what'd you think about the show overall?
Overall, what episode did I stop at? Because, you know, when I started watching it,
I think it was when they first fought the mech. That big mech at the end, and then
I was like early 20s, so I don't think I mean, but I do know a little bit of what happens after. Yeah. Not only I can form a real opinion on the whole show. I know it gets worse. On your recommendation, I saw it, but I didn't go to as far as you got. So from where I'm at right now, I think there's some shit.
Right.
But I can see, it's like that shit for your body, but it's good for your palate, if you know what I'm saying, like junk food.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with the early episodes, you could tell they were just pushing it out. Each episode it was about 15 minutes max, probably shorter than that, and they didn't really do much with the progression of the story. You know, there was I think the first episode was a bank robbery with the main character, and then you meet the dude. His name is Roman, the villain, and then episodes after that we don't even see him. I guess he's just plotting in the background, but we don't even see him. They're just cooning around in the school. You know, they just have a test. It's not really anything going on. They bring up certain things like a tournament in the beginning, but the tournament, for what I remember, it doesn't even show up to the next volume, and they barely talk about it. Suddenly there's a dance, and you know, that's just kind of in there to be thrown in there. There was no real reason for it, not even mentioned until it happened, basically. It's just to serve as a point, as a distraction for one of the villains to do whatever it is that they're doing in the background. You know, infiltrating the school, which we don't even know what they haven't explained what they're doing while they're infiltrating. It's just because you gotta have some bad guys for the show, and that's just the main reason why, especially him, I know he has a problem with this show, is because they do things just to do them. Basically, there's no real reason. It's just thrown in there because the trope. There has to be villains. There has to be a tournament. You know, there has to be.
What do Blake just to do?
Well, you could talk about that in a second.
No, keep going, yeah.
There has to be these 4 characters, all with different personalities. Most of them you hated, you know. But most of them, one of them you liked, and it was Blake, right?
No, keep going.
Well, we talking about the main 4. Oh, well, you ended up hating Blake, but in the beginning you liked Blake.
Only reason I was joking. I never really liked that fucking thing. I just like
gonna switch up on me. Well, it's because
I never really liked
it's mainly because they had her personality or what she was right when after the test or whatever, in the beginning when they was fighting the animals, like right after that, she's a completely different character. She's joking around with them. She's not herself, and it just feels not only forced, but without any context. And then they try to bring her back to when she wasn't getting any sleep. Now they're trying to bring her back to the detached one.
Take your seatbelt off, nigga.
Which made no sense. I'm not messing with my seatbelt on my neck, but yeah.
You parked.
Thanks for the offering. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so I guess somebody could still hit us. They the fucking worst driver in the world. You're doing driving right in front. You can't see, maybe because of the windshield or whatever screen. Reflector. But I was out here a couple of weeks ago, maybe a few months ago at this point, and I was doing some work in the car,
right,
in the parking lot, and this dude was driving with this girl and giving her lessons, and she just kept going, like they had her going in a circle around my car over and over and over again in the space right next to my car, and she would just go all around, and then she'd do right next to my car, all around, right next to my car, all around, right next to my car. I rolled down the window. Dude, what the fuck?
I think they're trying to get like her practice of driving near another person, but at the same time, that'd be pissing off real drivers. Like people don't like when people are that close to this shit.
Yeah, like I'm not a fucking training dummy.
Like get her out on the actual road if you want her to practice near some like actual drivers.
Exactly.
But
so yeah, I'm sorry to get you off. What was you saying about the regular plot?
Yeah, the plot was just, especially in the beginning, was just subpar. It gets worse from what I remember, because pretty much after the climax, which we didn't get, well, me and him didn't get to watch him because he just couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't hack it. But I know it's after a certain volume, it gets way worse, and it's just so boring. I think it was volume 4. It was so boring, and I just dropped the show after that. I couldn't finish it. It was even worse in the beginning, because at that.
You got to volume 8.
Hmm?
I thought you got to volume 8.
No, I didn't. I never got that far. I think I got to volume. I dropped the show after volume 4. I came back. I think I skipped a volume. No, I got to volume 5, and it didn't catch my interest no more. Where anything was going on, so I just dropped it. But basically, it's just one of those things that they try to hold your attention with the fights. The fights just be happening out of nowhere, and nothing really comes from them. No one gets hurt. Everybody's got like the ability to withhold any type of damage that gets thrown at them. This one fight that had you rolling your eyes, it just was so stupid. In the cafeteria, you already know what I'm about to talk about. In the cafeteria, they're sitting over here fighting with food, using their abilities or whatever, and it literally makes no sense. Like that, there's no repercussion for it. It happens out of nowhere. They have one of the best fighters just lose, even if it is a playful fight. They just lose because they seem to be going all out. That's what another thing is. The show, you can't tell if they're going all out or if they're not. Like, even when it's something stupid and wacky, they always seem to be going 100%, and then that's just their best.
You know, you're talking about Pyrrha.
Everybody.
You said like the best fighter.
Yeah. Even her, like she got messed up with the all the nonsense that was going on.
I would assume she was going all out because she never did anything that good in her regular fights. She just like moved.
Well, it's because they say she's the best, you know. And then after that, they show her up against what was that team of the man. You've done it now.
Oh, Carter.
Yeah. Him and his whole team, and it was looking like a close fight, and she's the best, and supposedly they're just supposed to be the bullies or whatever, like they're supposed to be nobody, but it looked pretty even.
He just ain't want to hit a girl.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he got honor.
But nah, the episode before that, they was trying to throw get her stung by those bees, whatever, by throwing the jar.
That's the bees though, like.
Yeah, not us.
Yeah.
Them, let them do it. The dirty work. But it's like, it's just out of nowhere. It's just out of nowhere whacking these. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna ask you one of these questions. But how did you feel about? First of all, let's talk about the main 4. So, Rwby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang.
Okay, well, I'm gonna preface this with what I'm gonna say might not. This is the impression of someone who's only seen up to like episode 20 something.
Right.
So it's not someone who twists and turns that happen. Excuse me, twists and turns that happen in narrative after that point. I don't know or really care about them.
Mm-hmm.
As of where I stopped, they all suck. I'm not really sure. It's like they all seem very one note, and they all seem as though. I guess I should start with each one of them.
Yeah, start with Rwby. Start with like the main. Supposedly she's supposed to be the main.
Her voice is bad.
Facts.
I mean, all their voices are bad, but her voice is just particularly grating. I believe I said she sounded like. Did I say she sounded like As Told by Ginger? Or one of them? Or one of them bitches sound like As Told by Ginger.
It was probably the blonde one.
The blonde? Maybe Yang or whatever.
Yeah.
But her voice is bad. Rwby's voice is bad. It's a shame she has such a great design. When she acts nothing like her design would imply. And maybe they're trying to be unique in that regard, but it's not. There's plenty of goth-looking girls who act quirky, but that's not enough to make a good character. You have to have a motivation. Starting with that, it seems like a simple thing, but if you look at not only how she just got dropped into the school, but how she got dropped into the plot. She was just there.
It was literally just luck too. She happened to be with the bank heist in the beginning, and then the teacher came out of nowhere, literally.
I thought it was like a record store. Like she was just listening to music.
Like, that was just her headphones. She was just there listening to music, but she was reading like magazines or something.
She was reading magazines.
Yeah, and they were stealing the crystals, the dust, or whatever it is. And then the dude tried to,
Stupid name.
Huh?
The dust.
Yeah, the dust, which they tried to be explained in the opening.
They go so hard, man.
Yeah.
Dust. Want some dust?
Dusty ass.
Yeah.
But they tried to explain it in the opening, and then it never comes up again. It literally never came up again. It was this whole like narrative thing with some women, the origins of dust or whatever. And 20 episodes later, come to find out that nobody's ever using this. We don't see him still. I think he did try to steal the dust in those what do you call those cargo pens, but we don't know what they're for. We don't know what they're for. We don't know what it's gonna lead to. But I'm gonna let you.
You care so much about the sound.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put this shit together.
There's no. It only exists to have a reason for the guy to show up. It's not even there for Rwby. I mean, she had nothing to do with it, and she showed no interest in it. So the only reason she was there is so she could literally fight that guy. It's not as if there was no one else who could take her. He could have put any character there to take who could take him. Robin, Rudolph. What the fuck is his name? Ron.
Rudolph.
Ronald. What's his name?
Who? Roman.
Ronald.
Ronald.
Shit,
Ron.
Nice. Come on.
What's that? Ron
Unstoppable.
Ron Stoppable.
Yeah.
Joker.
If you had anybody else, you could just write any other character. If the point is to get that guy running, you could do that, because she ain't beat him. Just write any character to get the guy running. Alternatively, even by the narrative, the fucking teacher or whatever her name was just came. The blonde teacher just like popped in out of nowhere.
Yeah, I said that.
You know, so Rwby was literally the only reason Rwby was there, so she could fight him.
Exactly.
Which is very cheap, because that means she didn't have any other reason to be in that. She didn't. The location is never referenced again. Like I said, her voice is annoying. Her relationships with the other characters is pretty bad. I guess they have different mothers. Did they reveal that her and Yang?
Yeah, I remember when I think when Yang was explaining that to Blake, that one scene.
Okay, so several episodes in.
Yeah. But
before that, there was no explanation at all. They not only look completely different, but they have different last names. You might say it's a nitpick, but why bring it up? Like, why I want to be my sister and all that stuff. And then you don't like even reference that that's not your whole sister.
Yeah, even if y'all have different parent, you're still going to end up looking sort of the same. It's just like to at least imply that y'all related. It makes no sense.
Yeah, they look completely different, and they
act different too.
Yeah, gosh, this sucks. Then her relationship with Yang is very. So they haven't really had many interactions.
They really haven't.
They haven't interacted much at all, which is, I mean, I guess she started off leaving Rwby behind to hang out with her friends and whatever, but then when they're on the team, they don't really interact much either. She doesn't really interact with Blake much, but you might say it's because Blake doesn't want to whatever, but Yang forces herself on Blake, so we see Rwby doesn't really care that much, apparently. She has tried to interact with Vice a lot, which is very obviously because the writers want to pair them because they have different personalities, and it's the easiest to work with two opposites. It's very easy to pair two opposites compared to people who have more, I dare say, complex relationships instead of being blatant foils to each other.
For this show, dare say.
Yeah,
how complex can you get?
Yeah, that's a little bit too far. I probably used the wrong word for that. I didn't want to use next level. That definitely wouldn't. But no, they even still, her and Rice don't really have much going. Sorry, that sound baking the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Especially for this shitty show we're talking about.
So yeah, I mean, and then the other ones. I mean, Yang doesn't really interact with anybody except for Blake, which sucks because she's Rwby's sister.
Yeah,
right?
like right after the bank heist, sister could have died. Yeah, I'm happy you're coming to school with me. It's like, come on, you show some fucking concern.
And then Rice is
They try to get her to be a tsundere, but she doesn't even hit the points of a real tsundere. It's like
I can offer things that could make these characters better, but at that point you basically be rewriting the characters, because right now none of them really have anything going on for them. None of them really have any backstory. Rice has been involved in her family corporation, which it was attacked by the faunus or whatever. Was it even a major attack, or was it like just occasional like people she knew?
And just like mishaps, and then like people.
So just situation. So it's not even anything seriously in her backstory, and it definitely wasn't involving her.
Not only that, it's just show don't tell. Like, and it comes way too late. Way too late. Like, the backstory for the characters are supposedly it should make us feel bad about them. It's like, who cares? We already got the impression that some of these kids are pieces of shit, and we don't really want to hear anything about their backstory now. It's like, it's just silly.
Yeah, the backstories, I as where I'm at, I don't really know anything about it. There was, I'm sorry, because I zoned out on that scene. Something with Yang.
Yawn. That's the perfect Yang Xiaolong.
I keep thinking of Yang from Final Fantasy IV.
That's an actual character? I was making a joke.
He's a fighter too. He's a monk.
Damn.
So he gets compared to Tifa a lot, ironically. Let's not even bring that up about Tifa and Yang, but whatever. Yang, her backstory, something with in the wagon taking Rwby to a house or whatever. What was that shit? Do you remember what their backstory was?
I think that she was on they were looking for her mom, Yang's mom, because Rwby's mom had already passed, I think, and looking for her tribe or whatever. Yang's mom, I think, has a tribe, and then they ran into some monsters or something out there, and then the uncle came and saved them, or something like that. It's like, yeah.
The fuck does that?
But I'm.
She talking to Blake about what was that?
I really don't. I can't sit here and remember what the hell she was trying to prove to Blake. Like, I think the struggle of doing everything by yourself and not having help, because that's kind of what Blake was doing. And she was trying to hammer in that point to her, but like, yeah, she failed, and then she ends it with, "You can't even beat me." It's just like, bro, that's like the perfect thing to tell this person. And you pushing her and crap. I guess she was just trying to say that because she's tired or what. It's like, bro, and then.
That's what you think?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to. Because they don't tell you this yourself. So it's up to the watcher to try to put the puzzles in and fix everything yourselves, and it's all this crap left out. It's just nonsensical. But how do you feel about did we talk about Yang in that? We pretty much did, because he's really good.
I didn't talk about Blake.
Okay.
Blake was the only character with any sort of promise, which is probably, I guess Rice had a little. No, she didn't.
Well, the only main character with sort of promise.
You think so?
I mean, you liked that the ninja looking dude, and then an episode later they ruined him. Oh, no, the minute later they ruined. You remember the dude in the green that was doing the flips and stuff when they was doing the back story where when Pyrrha was explaining aura?
No.
The dude that was fighting the snake.
Oh.
And then that same scene they ruined him.
Oh no, I liked him ironically. I didn't really like him.
Oh. I'm just saying, plenty of characters they make look cool, and then like a scene later they'll completely ruin the impression.
He was getting his ass whooped in that fight anyway.
Yeah, anytime that you just got a dude just shooting a gun and the bullets is clearly not doing anything, he's about to get fucked up.
But yeah, only Blake had any promise, and that was because, well, I'm not sure.
Maybe because the other people were just so out there. It's like, bro, we already get it. You're gonna be annoying.
I mean, look, let's compare. Rwby has no backstory.
Right.
Yang has no backstory.
Right.
They don't have. Okay, they are looking for their mother.
Mm.
That you could say that's a backstory, but that it didn't lead anywhere. It literally didn't lead. It didn't lead to any. It's like one day I ran out trying to find something. I couldn't find it.
Well, it was like this, right? Yang was looking
to the future now.
Yang was looking for her mom. Rwby's mom had already passed.
Oh, Yang was okay. Yang was.
But the thing is, why take Rwby with you? Putting her in this danger. I don't get. Maybe they.
Rwby want to go?
Maybe I missed something. She was knocked out to sleep. Maybe she wanted to see or find a mother figure too. Since
she knocked Rwby out so they could look together.
Like.
I mean, the point is
shit that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. She, at the end of that story, even if you want to say it's backstory, there is no development. She has not changed, and she has not encountered anything different. It's basically the same thing as going out in your backyard, falling and getting a scrape, and then putting a Band-Aid on it and going back inside, and then you go about the rest of your day. She got bailed out by her uncle, and that's it. Like, she was just attacked by a monster. Like, nothing life-changing happened. She just got attacked by a monster. Like, a kid gets, like, rushed at by a dog and then, like, gets scared off by, like, her dad or whatever. Still dad. Like, did she not like her uncle before that or something?
It's like, I don't...
And regardless, he didn't say.
Yeah.
So that's nothing. Weiss, we don't know. She's like, all... toting her family name and shit, but it doesn't amount to anything. She's proud of her family. Okay, I'm proud of my family. I mean, like, what? That's not a backstory. That's a background, but it's not a backstory. It's not a plot. It doesn't lead to anything in her, and it didn't lead to anything in anybody else from what we've seen. All we know is that she knows of people who got attacked by faunus, and so she doesn't like faunus. But at some points in that episode, she was seeming very racist in general.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the second half of the episode, she was just only extending that feeling of animosity toward the White Fang.
Right.
So it didn't really extend to her general views. Of course, to her general personality either. Of course, terrorists are going to be disliked. I don't think anybody doesn't dislike terrorists. Even Blake was talking shit about them within an episode. So it's not like anybody has anything going for them that derives from a backstory. This can be not a bad thing if things happen after they're introduced. But nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened. They've carried on with their lives. No conflict has been shown. They just went to a party and went to dance. And they didn't even talk about this ever again. It's never been brought up. Remember that big argument they were having for like an episode, Weiss and Blake? Debating the White Fang and all that. And who's right and who's wrong. And then the end of the episode, they're just... You should have told us what was happening. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at what? Like, come on, bro.
I'm angry at myself.
You for watching this slop. So,
I think what happened with Blake is that she realized the White Fang was bad, and so she just...
Yeah, that was what she said in the beginning. That's why she had left the organization to begin with.
Then why was she defending them?
She was trying to defend like the faunus, cause Weiss was going on the faunus, or whatever.
But she defended the White Fang. She was like,
cause it was like a guilt thing, cause she used to be there, or something like that, I think. But that's another thing.
Because
like,
she was saying
she
was
because
talking about the White Fang.
So the White Fang, she left the White Fang because they started using violence to get what they want. That's the whole reason she left. And Weiss was going on the White Fang because they were violent, and she got mad. So it kind of contradicted what she was trying to argue. I mean, hey, that's the show we was watching.
Just because y'all can't see, I'm face palming.
That's the show we were watching.
My impressions of Blake at the start was that she had a good premise about her, which I just now, seconds ago, turned my back on. I thought like she had a good premise about her, and it just wasn't realized. But no, she doesn't have a good premise about her either. I thought that she was a character who was in the White Fang. She left for some other reason that's not based on exactly what the organization is about, and she had feelings of longing for them. Yeah, she just found out later on that they were bad.
But yeah, then they just got more violent. They started using more acts of like real terrorism, and she got up out of there. She ran away.
Claim that we violent, named after tyrants. Wool up on our enemies, beat them at their own game. If she's claiming that it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense. If she was against them, claiming that they were violent, she shouldn't have any problem with Rice saying that they were violent. Rice talking about the fawness, sure, that's racism or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because now that I remember it, she was defending the White Fang.
Yeah, but yeah, she was defending the White Fang by saying we have no choice.
Yeah.
We have. She was using the present tense.
Yeah.
And or maybe she wasn't. Who the fuck cares? And when Rice was talking about the fondness, there's no one else in the White Fang but the fondness.
You know what I just remembered?
Yeah.
Right after that argument, when she showed up to Roman, she had the sword up at his neck, and she tried to rally the White Fang. She tried to rally the troops like on some Katara shit. Remember, he was making fun of it.
Yeah.
The same people that she turned her back on and hated and all this, she got away from the group. They working with humans now, which was supposedly something that they have never done before. So now she's trying to get back together with and have them turn their back on this dude, these evil people that she knows do evil acts. Her character just flips again.
What was she trying to get them to do?
Like on some Katara, basically rallying. My fellow White Fang members, why are you aligning yourself with a human?
Oh, so
you're better than this.
To hurt Roman?
I guess she was trying to get them to like just turn their back and stop doing what they're doing and with the capturing the dust or whatever they were there for at the docks.
Well, which is dumb anyway, because at that point,
TikTok flip flop.
Her whole identity should have been revealed to the entire school at the moment she did that. Because she just exposed herself to dozens, if not hundreds, cameras and all that stuff, of people.
Mm.
But that is never, is like, who the fuck cares?
Wait, when has her identity been exposed?
When she revealed herself as a White Fang member in front of all those people.
When was this?
That same moment you're talking about.
At the docks?
Yeah.
All those people, there weren't that many people there.
Well, I mean, it could spread, and there's probably cameras there.
Oh.
And then, I would expect that if Roman knew about this, he would betray Blake. Does what's his name know?
Who?
Professor, the headmaster.
I think she knows that.
No, I mean the gray dude.
You talking about with the glasses? I
Yeah.
think he knows, because remember they sat down and had that talk, and she denied him for something.
Was that about being a faunus or right?
You can make a speculation and say, of course he knows, because that dude just seems like that all-knowing type of character. You know, everybody's got that trope in this show, but I'm pretty sure he knew.
Okay, if he knows, then it makes sense why he would try to hide it. Not really. I don't know why he would let her in.
I mean, yeah, he let the dude in with. I know it's not. It's two different like things. One's more serious than the other. But he let the dude in who, with his papers being not. He cheated for the transcripts.
He knew about that.
I think he knew about that. And
how did he know about that?
Cause didn't somebody bring it up and then to him, and then they was like, of course I knew, or something like that. And then I forgot what the reason he said afterwards was, but I'm pretty sure that dude knew. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember though.
I believe it. Well, my point is that if Roman wanted to do it, he could have exposed her to everybody, and she still faced a lot of opposition. It doesn't really matter what some jackass optimist thinks. You know, everybody else at this school would be against her.
Yeah.
So that would be it for her.
Jackass optimist by everybody on her team, because they all accepted it.
Oh, I guess that too. I was talking about the guy. What's the gray hair guy? Oscar.
Osborne.
I thought it was Osborne.
Osborne.
Oscorp.
Ospin.
Oh, Ospin. Okay. Yeah. But the rest of her personality is, so far I see, she's trying to research ways to stop the White Fang.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Give me that look. I don't know why either.
I don't know why. I thought she said that they drove us to this point.
I mean, yeah, but she is so far the only character that left. Drove us to this point. Okay, so they drove us to this point. You can't say us because you weren't with the idea of them
it
turning
would imply
violent.
that she sympathizes with the violence, but now she's losing sleep over trying to stop it.
Okay.
So that makes her a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I don't see why it involves her either. At the very least, she could just be not caring either way to do anything. That would have been better.
It would be say like this: if she just left to leave, but then they came and the terrorists like hurt a bunch of people that she cared about, that would be a way for her to jump back into trying to stop them. But the fact that she left already and is still worried about the violence that they're causing, it doesn't make any sense.
You could have had it take someone she cares about. I don't even know who she cares about at this point.
Yeah. You could Jules and make something up.
You could just make somebody up. You could have it be that she was with them, like at that point in the story early on.
What's the dude that's always trying to get her attention? Monkey boy.
Son.
Yeah, son. Have him get hurt by the White Fang, and then she goes on a mission or something like that. That'd be more believable.
I guess, but not much.
Oh yeah, if you can believe that relationship.
Yeah, I don't think they have a relationship. Like I said, he's like a beta version of Kid Flash from Teen Titans. He's not as cool as Kid Flash. She's not as cool as Jinx. And neither of them are very capable at doing anything they want to do.
And neither of them are in the better show. But
yeah, then the show is to blame. But it could have worked out. I mean, like, literally, you could give her any impetus for being with or against the White Fang, and instead, they did a little of both, and they gave her a contradictory reason for both.
Mm-hmm.
You could have her be with or against the White Fang for contradictory reasons that she acknowledges. She could acknowledge that there's not a duality, that's a good thing, a paradox within her, where she wants to be with them, but she doesn't because of another reason, and she's fighting over that within herself, and that could be good development. But she's not even acknowledging the fact that she is going against blah, 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 whatever. And so, all this said, that is the most we've gotten for any character, because for some reason they are choosing to dwell specifically on Blake and not on any of the other three, including the title character. I mean, I guess she's not with the title character. That's the...
Yeah, they try to imply that she's the main character. Yet I think out of the four so far, she's been the least showed.
I mean, her name is in the title.
Yeah,
it's all of their names in the title.
Yeah, but even the name of the team is Rwby still.
That's because they let her be. I mean, honestly, they could have just said fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Yang gonna be
And
like,
she's a team leader. Like, everything tries to imply that she's the main character, but it doesn't even seem that way.
I think they tried to go for that trope. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a hyper competent assistant or whatever, where the number one is just and the number two, I guess in this case, Yang, is the one who's very good at everything and is supposed to be very cool because, well, the vice captain shouldn't be that good. So that's basically what they're doing here. It doesn't work, of course, because Yang isn't cool.
They literally have every trope for every girl. The shy girl, the girl who's trying to be cool and hip and all that.
Who's the shy girl?
Rwby. Well, in the beginning, at least that's what they were trying to go for. That she was just, because remember in the dance, she was just awkwardly by that one dude.
You trying to rob me? Okay then. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but she could fight and she could do all this. Like, they was like saying that she's only into weapons and then everything else. She's not like socially and stuff like that. She's not like, you know, good at anything else, or that's what they were trying to imply. But the show shows differently. She can make friends with that one weird girl. She's trying to interact with Weiss. She's not being shy there. She's actively going out her way to interact with this person who doesn't want anything to do with you, and she makes it work. So
maybe she's just bad with certain people. I don't know. With certain situations.
I could tell it's gonna be one of those things where she's bad with people at first, and then it's like some fight or something big happens, life changing, threatening or whatever, and then they come together. That's gonna be like her thing, her shtick. I could already see it.
You can tell. I mean, I probably ain't gonna get that far.
For whoever wants to watch this slop, that's what it's gonna be. But yeah, she's that. Weiss is the you already know what the fuck Weiss is, and then Blake is the outcast or whatever.
It's funny because she's not an icy character.
They tried to make her icy. They even literally had her be the brightest character on the screen.
Yeah, she hurts my eyes. Honestly, I hate looking at her. I really hate looking at her. But she's not icy. She's fiery, and that tends to be what happens more. Is the icy type person is so aggressive with how I don't care that it ends up being unknowingly to the writer a fire type of person. A real icy type of person is Blake before the right thing even got introduced.
She's like not even cool type fiery or whatever, like icy. She's just like awkward too. She has like there's moments where she's just plain, like remember that one moment she was trying to crack a joke. She gets mixed up in all the nonsense too, when she tries to crack a joke and it just doesn't even, none of the jokes hit, but it's just like where it's moments where it doesn't even fit. It's just no.
I feel bad for her in that one.
You feel bad? I feel bad for the like the people that they try to make cool.
What they try to make cool?
Like my boy, the ninja dude.
I don't think they wanted to make him cool.
You don't think they wanted to make him cool? No. Or
I think the only people they tried to make cool was the bad guys so far.
What's that one dude?
And I guess the teachers.
Yeah, Carden.
No, they didn't try.
They didn't try to make him cool.
No, he just ended up that way.
It was by accident. The perfect mistake. But what you?
That's Sayaka.
That was a mistake.
Yes.
To the viewers, that was a mistake.
Dude, no, that was a mistake. No one can write a character that well.
Well, everybody
except for me.
But the thing is different. But how'd you feel about the villains so far? Now that we on them,
the villains, Blake should have been one of them.
That was something we came up with off the top. Like, what is you was like an infiltrator? I'm telling you, man, the better writers is.
She don't even gotta be an infiltrator. She could have literally been whatever. Fuck it.
The traitor.
You could have done it with any of the characters. You could have. Rice could have been a villain.
Mm-hmm. Not with any of them. Like, come on, we can't take Yang serious as like a villain. I couldn't.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I mean, if you write well enough, you could. the point is, anything that you're doing right now with the characters, you're doing more than what's already going on with them. They're all in a generic team doing nothing. The fucking Fox or whatever, she's like doing research on a computer in a library about the right thing.
Yeah.
In a school
Just
library.
a public school.
A hologram screen too. She's like, this is stupid. Like when what's his name? In Naruto, Sasuke was trying to find out about Orochimaru.
Mm-hmm.
And he planned to go to him and, you know, get strong under him and then whip his ass, and then, you know, I guess kill Itachi, and then we good. Everything's good. Well, no, he started getting more evil after that, right?
Yeah, because they had to let him still be evil.
I mean, yeah, the writing was bad, but he still got more and more evil. Like, I'm trying to think of some other character, but I don't want to spoil. Well, like she could have gone and done her research and then got consumed by it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a certain FF7 character who is in the library for far too long.
I should have got him up out of there. Y'all should have got him up out of there.
And then she became reignited or whatever. I don't know why the fuck she left. You can make up something for why she left. And then she became reignited, and then she's bad again, and she can either stay and be an infiltrator then, or she can literally defect, or she could take one of the people with her, even one of the main four, and it can just be.
Or you could have one of the villains y'all have already try and recruit her, and that's like, yeah, sure, she'll join, and then she ends up using him after she gets what she wants.
I'm trying to think of who did that. That's fucking Swim.
Basically,
he like uses other
everybody.
Villains. Yeah, basically.
Come on now.
So from Magical Girl Raising Project, but
something you wish you could do a video on right now.
You could know.
Oh, you don't fuck with that shit?
No, I talked about how cool she was, and
just certain characters. It's just it.
Well, they don't like her.
Yeah.
There was a thing called Fuck Swim. I think it was like a Twitter
people
hashtag
were dedicated.
because they hated her that much for killing all their characters that they liked. But for Blake, you could have her like be the. I like when you have the good forces, the evil forces, and then the forces who are about their own. I don't want to say selfish because that seems more evil, but their own personal, practical goals.
Yeah.
Like it's not about the bigger cars or ideal or morals. It's about what I want to get accomplished for the sake of my own
greed,
effect.
pretty much.
Maybe greed, but like just concerns.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
Like it could be because for her it would be for something that is dear to her, like and for other people too. Like
it makes the world feel bigger too. It's like it's not just black and white when you're trying to create a world like that. It's like you got people in between. It's like side stories. If you're going through a game, you got people in between that you talk to that try to do something that themselves as well. And then they could get involved with the main character or whatever, and then then once that's finished, you back on track with the main story. It could have been something like that, but it doesn't have to be just good guys and bad guys, and that's basically what Rwby's is. It's just the good team and the bad team.
As a matter of fact, Teen Titans did what you were talking about. They did that with. At this point, the show's so old, but if you want to mark it as a spoiler, you can. It's about to be a spoiler.
Yeah, we don't watch Go over here.
Teen Titans did that with Robin. They had him join Slade as the bad guy. Now, granted, he was working with Slade to help his team because Slade had not kidnapped his team, but he literally put bombs inside his team. So he was being
Slade is crazy.
Yeah. But then later on with Terra was on the team, and then she joined Slade too as a bad person. So she was fighting the team. So you could do that with anybody from the main four. You could also do it with somebody else in the main four. In terms of the villains that we already had, I haven't seen much of it, like the two Emerald and Mercury Black or White and Michael Jackson.
Make sure I don't know if the mask could pick up audio. I don't know if that
it should, but Emerald Black, Emerald White. What the fuck is her name?
Emerald's a stray, I think.
Fucking Emerald Black and Mercury White.
Mercury White is what we call
her. She hasn't done anything but bitch about Mercury. She literally hasn't done anything but bitch about Mercury. I'm not even sure if I've seen her fight. She didn't fight against Pierre. She didn't fight against the fathers dude in the library or the bookstore.
We cut that crap off too. I think the first time she fights is in the tournament.
Okay, well, who cares?
We're not getting it.
And then Mercury, he kicks. So I mean, they got pretty. I mean, I know they're trying to hide what they can do, but they're not really showing me that they are worth being considered threatening. For one, because, well,
they try to do that thing where they we gonna have the one of our guys, our bad guys, pit himself up against the best student and like test their strength or whatever, see what they can find on their abilities. But so far, what we've seen with Pierre, we haven't seen this. I mean, they gave her that little fight in the beginning, which really wasn't that. So far, what we've seen,
she was getting her
ass kicked
by monsters.
Random monsters. And
giant
she looked like
scorpions and crabs.
She looked like she was trying pretty hard too. And then what happened after that? There was another fight. Oh yeah, the cafeteria joint. I know that joint was supposed to be a joke, but still, who cares? Got whooped. You know.
Got covered in slime.
Got slimed. Yeah. On some Nicktoon shit. It was bad. It was all bad. And yeah, that wasn't a good test. Sorry, you tried it.
No, I wouldn't count that as a test anyway, because even Pierre was going easy on her.
Yeah. Like when she was about to start trying, he just threw the fight.
I still think she was going easy.
I think he was just trying to see what her semblance was.
I know, but it is because she never, according to what they say, she's never trying. Or I mean, according to what they show, she's never trying, because I've not seen her just get a whole bunch of metal and throw it. I mean, we've already seen she can do that. So ironically, she's only trying in the fucking food fight. But when she's fighting regular people, she doesn't want to try. So whatever that guy was trying to find out, even if he found out what her semblance was,
like how could he?
Yeah, full extent of it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. And but what I was gonna say was actually the reason one why he's not impressive is because his lines don't hit, and he seems like he's a tryhard. And two, because, well, to just keep it simple, their leader sort of sucks.
The rip-off Azula?
Yeah, so like if they have poor leadership, they don't really seem like an elite team. They just seem like another subsect of the students, like another clique, who are also assholes.
The
like
upperclassmen, pretty much the seniors. Yeah. It's like jerk-ass seniors. So
yeah, like just another version of Cardin.
Pretty much.
They just talk shit, but they do it in like a slicker way, and they don't really back it up.
It's not even good dialogue either. Like, I can understand if it was like something that caught your attention, like, ooh, what'd he say? Or quotable, but there's not even anything. I literally can't remember.
His lines are bad.
Yeah, all of their lines are bad. I literally can't remember.
He said, learning is fun.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's literally not anything you could say over and over again. It's not even funny. It's cheap swill. That's my news. It's cheap swill. And what about did you talk about Roman?
Do I have to?
I mean, no, but I'm just asking.
Oh, cousin, please.
Yeah, Bellic.
You're killing me here.
A better character. Because if not, we can move on.
He was a bitch against Cinder. When Cinder fell, was like walking up to him or talking back to him. Didn't even make a move, and he was a bitch. So fuck him.
He got bitched.
Neapolitan came out of nowhere. I don't know where he got a bodyguard from.
Yeah.
Literally just appeared. I don't know why she wasn't with him and Cinder was with him in the first episode.
Cause new character.
Okay.
They literally made fun of that too.
She just appeared. I would, but imagine she just appeared and then he ran in a mech suit, which you know was going to decrease your effectiveness in the fight. That's just how anime works. He jumped in the mech suit and started chasing all the dudes. Sun and Blake by himself, even though it was his event and he had a bodyguard there. So you're just trying to keep the bodyguard looking cool, you know.
That's facts.
Trying to keep Neapolitan looking cool by not using her, and since he's already been used, and he can lose without dying, because you know there's just the villain syndrome. You got the villain that just loses, but they not looking up to die.
Shit. When niggas just get away.
Yeah, I guess pretty much like FF7. Like they just they too important to die, but not important enough to win.
Yeah.
You don't want to make anybody look particularly bad, so he chose to fight.
I can't get past what you said. He had a room of like armies of dudes that was rallying with him, and then he only went back. He only went for him by himself.
I at least imagine that they were regular people.
Though there was the white fan was with him.
Yeah, but I imagine like they were just like any faunus who like he's like take up your guns or you can stay home or whatever.
Oh,
I thought like they were just like, you know, like
I saw them dudes dressed up. There was vigilantes too, like new recruits, but there was also real dudes there that was already supposed to be in.
Okay, I thought it was just like
bad.
The militia, because then I was like, why didn't he just? They were already surrounded. Why not just have them?
Who cares if they cut off the lights? They ain't getting away.
And why did you cut off the lights?
Yeah, like cut off the lights. So we can't see. They can't see.
I thought the fauna is supposed to have good sight.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. They could see in the dark, but they have faunas on their side too, so they could see them.
That's what I'm saying. So why is cutting the lights off gonna work?
I don't know.
How you gonna just fire off a shot in that small of a place and not whatever? Now we're getting serious.
I think she said some go with it for the window or some bullshit like that.
Well, I mean, just a huge gunshot in that small of a place, and you're not gonna hurt anybody's ears or anything. These are people, I guess, with sensitive.
Yeah,
like whatever. So, he's not good. He's another guy who just cracks one line. That's basically all they do. They just crack one-liners, and none of the one-liners are good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the style over the substance. In this case, it's the Rwby style, where you can literally have a plot going on, and then like she's seriously on the computer doing research and shit, and you're literally trying to develop a character. You'll derail that to do a fucking laser pointer gag, and she's trying to follow the laser pointer just so you can get your cheap joke off. You put the jokes.
Yeah, everybody's a victim of the bad jokes in this.
I thought they were about to clash. Yeah, you put the jokes basically over the story. The jokes, or you put them equal to the story. That's not good. The jokes should be natural. They shouldn't be forced. When you do all those Weiss and
the timing of them too.
And well, it's forced.
Yeah, you need to know when to joke. They'll be joking in the most serious of situations. It's like there's no tension in most of these scenes at all. Even when you're supposed to feel worried, which is already hard enough feeling worried for any of the characters, but when you're supposed to feel worried, they just throw a joke in there. So it's like,
how did you watch this?
I think I was bored, and it was like my last couple of senior days.
5 volumes?
Huh? I didn't watch 5 volumes straight. I think I watched the first 3 ones straight, and I tried to get to the 4th one.
3 volumes?
Yeah, it was 3 straight.
How you watch 3 volumes?
How I watch 3 volumes? The fights. I just like looking at the fights.
That's
for real.
basically what it is. It's just the fights. The fights are bad because I already told you how the fights are, right?
Yeah, they did. I think I explained it myself pretty much. Like when you're looking at it from just McDonald's entertainment, just something to get like a quick fix, it's fine. But when you're looking at it like from, okay, this doesn't make sense, then you're gonna have a lot of stuff to pick at. And that's also the case with the fights. Like the fights are like all this stuff that's supposed to knock you out. Most of the stuff is supposed to kill you. Everybody's just weightless in this. You know, these people, we don't even see them train or work together at all. I think we talked about.
Yeah, we said that suddenly Weiss and Blake are fighting perfectly on sync, and none of them trained at all. They haven't trained in any of these 20 episodes.
Yeah, or even like they were just arguing the last episode. Weiss and Blake, now all of a sudden they're like the perfect duo in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name stops to ask a question about Yang's ability, and then somebody has to explain what Yang can do. I think it's Rwby explains to Blake what Yang can do, and then Yang. But you guys are the perfect team, though. So why does she need to know? Why does she need to know what she can do? I thought you guys had it down pat. Just for the sake of, nope. We got to tell you about her new ability that she just got.
Right. You have any other person who's not a part of the clique ask that question.
Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is that the fights are basically determined in terms of not power level, but popularity. In which case, the character who is most liked by the writers will end up getting the last hit, and that hit will be the hit that ends the match. Dudes gonna be getting their asses whooped left and right, or what will most likely happen is that neither of them gets touched for most of the fight, or they just get like pity patted for most of the fight, and then whoever is the favorite fighter is gonna get the real hit at the very end.
There's also a thing like whenever they introduce a new character, they're at their like strongest, like they can't be touched, and then like a couple episodes later, they're getting just ragdolled by somebody else new. So you always have in favor a newer character, and you'll know we're not gonna notice this.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, but you'll always notice in favor of another character. I mean, a new character. They'll embarrass a character that they've shown previously doing cool stuff to big up that new character.
Well, yeah, that's a TV tropes thing. It's called the Wharf effect.
Yeah.
You show a new character's power by beating up somebody you already established that's supposedly strong. That's it was done in DBZ several times.
Sale.
Yeah. When they weren't enough to beat on Krillin and them, eventually it started being Vegeta and Gohan who got beaten up to show how strong the threat was.
Oh yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah.
So, I can believe that they would do that. But, you know, where we're at right now is that none of these guys are really showing any variety in how they fight. They all completely rush.
Yeah.
And the only variety comes from the I guess, the weapons they use. But the weapons they use don't have any variety either. They all melee.
And most of the time, there's no effect of all that was going on anyway. Like just shots, like we said, the shots don't do anything.
Even a dude shooting melees, Roman, he melees with his pimp cane, and
Loser. Jamal.
Joke you joke. He the ninja dude, whatever you want to say.
I don't know. I'm not gonna even.
Supposedly he has guns and he doesn't. He fights hand to hand.
Because they all gotta have a weapon.
You would assume that if you are ranged, like it is life would indicate, you would want to stay ranged for as long as possible. You would not want to go up close. If you were better up close, then you would not want to go ranged.
Yeah, they don't. It's like everybody got all these options. There's no, this person could do this person could do that. So when you put like a team factor in with all four of these, pretty much they're all the same. There's no ranged attack type. There's nothing like that. They're just all the same element, all the same thing.
So give me one more, because I can't say nothing much more about this shit.
All right, so what you feel about the?
I can say what I wish would happen, but at that point we talking about fanfics.
What you think about the story? Like we seen
what story?
We seen of what they showed us so far.
I don't know a story.
That's pretty much the right answer.
It's the one guy came in there with his grunts. I don't know where these guys come from. Like, you can get all these mooks, but you can't get someone who is actually on the level of you or anywhere near you who can take on an upstart girl. Like, gosh, it doesn't make any sense, man.
But this is the big up the kid that Rwby.
But like realistically
speaking,
how
it makes no sense.
That hard to get anyone who can take on Rwby. But I don't know what training what training has she had.
None.
She went to some fucking school.
That's the problem. There is no training.
She went to Syndicate or whatever. What is the name of that school?
I don't know.
Singil? Signal. She went to Signal or whatever, Signal Academy, and apparently they train her how to fight. You know, full-grown men who hang out all the time. Roman.
Yeah. That would have never cool the name.
Why don't you train your fucking like an army? Like train these dudes to fight.
I think he got I remember now. He got those dudes from remember the dudes you had to turn your eyes away because of all of the flashing lights. But he got
fucking disco scene.
Yeah, he got his men from that dude's bar or whatever.
How about your own elite force of dudes who come with you?
Yeah, it's lazy. He can't even get like he's literally just by himself. It's either those dudes or the White Fang. He doesn't have anyone by except for the ice cream girl. He doesn't have anybody else working for him.
You can't get just a few elite. Sound gay as shit. You can't get.
I ain't here.
You can't get a couple of not even a whole squad. Just a few dudes who you train yourself. At this point, the only guys he has is a mute. I don't want to say that. That's is that still okay to say?
A mute?
I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna say that. Someone who I don't know the acceptable
extension of will. That's basically what she is. He needs somebody there.
What?
An extension of will. That's basically what her character is. This is an extension of will to Roman.
So she's a tool, basically. She's
yes.
Haku.
Yes.
Okay, well then I guess that's good, but he can't communicate with her. Or are you saying literally everything that he wants, she is gonna do without having to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. He has her, but that's so fucking cheap. And then how?
We don't know. They don't tell
us.
us.
Where the fuck did she come from?
But that's supposed to be his number too. Like
is she magical?
We don't know. I think we still don't know. I haven't watched this slop till the newest volume, but I don't even think that's explained yet.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is besides Neo, is he has two people working with him, three I guess, who could easily betray him and probably would want to at any point.
I think that's the thing. I think he was blackmailed to work for them. Because I think the Cinderfell, whatever, I think she's the real whatever. And she's in control of Roman. And Roman, Neo comes with Roman. So that's extra force. So she's basically using them.
She's a fucking, she's a side dish.
Yeah.
She comes with
appetizers and shit. So... yeah, so that they basically they come in a package and she's using them. Yeah, we about to go out there in a minute. She's using them to get what she wants. Whatever the goal is. We don't know that goal. Can't speak on any of this shit about that. But yeah, man. It's all bad.
I guess none of this was explained to me. And even still I would have complaints, but I want to see it first, but I don't.
Yeah, I do what I don't.
So he came in, robbing some dust, and I guess you just can't produce this stuff. So they're just robbing dust, and Rwby is just there. We already explained that. I don't know any of their backstories. You know, this is as a first-time viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Cinder is there.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't she do this herself? I don't know.
And she's flying the ship. What type of leader is flying the ship?
I don't know.
Right, shit, bullshit.
Cartho Nasi? Sorry, no one knows it.
Look it up.
Han Solo.
I'm talking about like an evil bad dude leader. Like imagine like
That's a bad dude.
Like Palpatine just in a.
He shot first. What you talking about? He shot Greedo.
Just in a fucking TIE fighter.
Okay, Anakin. He's flying the shit. He's a bad dude.
It's like a sub boss.
Darth Vader.
Still a sub boss.
Episode 1. 4. I mean, episode 4.
If you going by history, I mean lore, actual lore, that nigga still ain't control of shit. He listening to the dude in the Death Star that died. Moff Tarkin.
He's about to...
He got everybody. That nigga never his own boss.
Okay, fine. Han Solo.
Yeah,
So,
you guys chop it up.
why the fuck wasn't she doing anything? But that's okay because now they're just in the negotiation room or the torture chamber, interrogation room, and now he wants to put her in with the what's the name of the new school?
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Haven.
Shit Haven.
Shit Haven. That's the joke you made.
Because she can handle Roman, who wasn't trying to fight her for real, for 2 seconds before having to get her ass bailed out by the headmaster teacher. Because immediately when he was leaving, he was about to fuck her up. Which is why he was leaving. He wasn't even trying to fight her. Maybe it's because she could fight random thugs, I guess. That's apparently good enough to get into that school. She tells me maybe John didn't need to forge his transcripts, and we just got in just by, kissing his ass or something. Maybe he could even fart in. All you can do is hold a sword, and you can beat up some thugs. You can probably get into school.
Yeah, like Rwby got in by an accident off a bank robbery, but John is a problem. Like, come on.
Yeah, so she got. We can understand why Yang is in. So fine, Yang is in. But if not, what was gonna happen? Is Yang gonna be the hero of the story?
There probably wouldn't even be a story, and that's the bad thing. Everything is just luck.
Because the only reason that
fuck this son, man.
Well, but they joined up by Yang went with Blake, so Yang would have been with Blake anyway. Weiss would have been with some other person. And I know it sucks. But they joined up by just causality. So Rwby probably would have been unnecessary. She wasn't needed. The team still could have been formed. It would have been Rwby. That's
would have been
Yang,
a 4.
Weiss, Blake, and some other white person. Rwby.
Probably John.
Or you just have Yom. Yeah, you just have
Yum.
Just
Yom.
YWB. Yom. Yeah, you could just have 3 of them. You don't gotta be 4. Just like
Y'all. The first hour shit. Y'all. Not y'all, y'all.
Yeah, the point is she's not necessary. Rwby's not necessary. And then at this point, nothing related to the main plot is happening. And yeah, I get it. The forming teams and stuff can happen, but you can form the teams after they go on the mission, and you see how they perform on the mission. Like even with my hero, even though that was after the teams are already formed, they interrupted the shit for like basically a mission to come, and then they resumed the training after that mission. Like when the villains first attacked the whatever with the space man number 13, or whatever her name was, and the Nomu came in, they were still training for that. Like, they were like on a field trip training and shit. So that could have happened with Rwby, but they wanted to get the teams to like straightforward cookie cutter recipe. You gotta do this first, then we gotta do this next, and it's just generic ass recipe. Like step 1, get the main girl in. Step 2, put her on a team.
Not to mention, like, it didn't even show how the other teams were formed. Like, we know.
No, it's not important. It's the main girl. Put her on a team.
Yeah, it's like.
The other team. Whatever Rwby's not with, that's the next team. And then you don't want to have John with Cardin, so you put her with Pyrrha. And you don't want to have Nora with Cardin, so you put her with John. And that's how that goes. And then the last dude, he won't fit with Cardin, so you put him with John. And, nothing that makes it too complicated to write. Nothing where they have to work
like
shit out.
Really delve into the formation process. Just not.
Of course not. Don't even have any cross interactions.
What 4 look the best together? Yeah, let's stick them all in one. Let's come up with a name.
No, not that. They don't do that. They do.
That's pretty much what they do.
Is the easiest to write together. Because the 2 dudes, Lou, Kang, and Nora, don't do shit. just John and Pyrrha.
Yeah, I see.
The 4 other dudes is just Grunt, Mux, and then the 4, bro, they already knew they were gonna be in from the start. So, that's why they named it Rwby.
So 2 out of 4 people are actually, I guess you could say they were something. And then one of them, the main team, the main character isn't even doing anything for the most part. 2 of them have.
They literally paired John and Pyrrha and then Nora and Lou within the same team.
And
like they
within the
break
same
them
team,
off
yeah.
into groups. So it's not like they're trying to expand the boundaries of
the actual team. It's like they only run into each other because they're a team, pretty much.
Right.
They only interact because they're a team.
Right. She was like, hey, we're gonna be together. We're gonna be on a team. We're gonna before.
Yeah, they was actually formed. So it's like they're a team and a team. It's like so fucking lazy.
Right. So all this has happened, and there's no indication of any greater plot. The only time that starts to come up is when the monsters come. Well, what are monsters? And then Pyrrha gives John this boring ass exposition about what the monsters are. Mm-hmm. They're creatures of darkness. They are the absence of aura. They are just mooks, basically. If you just gonna say automatically they don't have a soul.
I don't know if they was fucking Pyrrha up.
Well, I mean mooks as in we can kill them without any remorse or regret because they are soulless creatures, just soulless spawns of blackness. Not even evil, just nothingness. If you're gonna say like they're that empty and not even like animals, just empty shells, then you could just go ahead and have an enemy to fuck up, and you can look cool while doing it. You don't gotta worry about the repercussions. So that was that. Which so much for the lore for that. Do they have aura too? No, they don't even have aura. Okay, so the monsters are pointless. And then you go into literally just the monsters. And then you go into the next thing, which is you shove Blake and John aside because John he's getting bullied, and that's not interesting. And then you have Pyrrha likes him, but she doesn't want to tell him. That's not interesting. You have he doesn't know, but that's not interesting. You have Weiss and Blake. When Weiss and Blake start on their thing, it's literally just Weiss and Blake. Young and
they just take a back seat.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They literally don't care.
They don't care.
The only people who care are Blake and Weiss, because Blake.
Because it affected them actually, I think.
I mean, yes, but also no, because it didn't. It did affect Blake, but it didn't affect Weiss.
I don't think it affected Blake either, because he's arguing. Because we already brought up that there's a contradictory shit.
It's the contradiction, but I mean, from a narrative point of view,
yeah.
The only reason those two are brought in is because they wanted to have an interaction with that.
Mm-hmm.
They shoved the Faunus into Weiss's backstory, when in reality she's such a fucking highlight. Like, she's the daughter of the president and whatever, and they're like killing workers and whatever. She shouldn't even be feeling that shit.
But she's the daughter of the dude who's in the dust company or whatever. Like, they're stealing all that dust, and she's the daughter of the dude who's like in control of that whole company or something like that, I think. So, like, you got these terrorists stealing the dust from the daughter of the dude that's in control of the dust company. They're
not stealing it from her.
Well, they're stealing it from the dust, like actual, like it's fucking up sales and shit for him.
Okay, so
it's like
some bureaucrat shit.
Yeah,
like she shouldn't care.
It's like you got people that handle
she's
it.
Still rich.
She's still getting.
she's still, like, she doesn't care that much about her people. Don't give me that shit, because otherwise she'll be fucking there.
Yeah, they all just get shipped to this school.
Come on,
because they gotta learn, but then they supposedly got all these problems at home and shit.
Don't give me that shit at all. She was not there. She was not there. If she cared, she would like be doing something about it.
That's all of them though. They would be doing something about these problems that they claim that they have. They don't have problems because after every fucking hard scene is over with.
So that's the point. The point is to make it so, like, you can't have Rwby having a problem with the Faunus because she wasn't shown having a problem with them. You can't have Young having a problem with the Faunus because she's supposed to be cool and happy all the time. So the only person you can use is someone. Okay, who do we have left who's moody? Okay, we'll give her a reason to be moody. But that's not even it doesn't work as a reason because she's just a bitch in general. They just add that on because they already have like she's the foul nature.
Yeah, there was no thing before that to show that she doesn't like the fawness. Like before y'all had that argument, y'all could have implied a reason. Y'all could even show her when they was explaining the terrorist joint in the beginning on the ship, and they was showing what the white fame were doing. Y'all could have had her like just scowling at the screen, but no, there was no indication, none of that. It literally just came out of nowhere.
It's funny how they just paint her as racist, and then they want to just have the bunny girl getting bullied,
and then just leave it alone. They just, the racism that she had, they just leave it alone. There's nothing that...
Leave me alone.
She's just not racist anymore.
Leave me alone.
I wish it worked like that in real life. You could just get racist and stop being racist after like years of being racist.
We got Biden now. It's already like that.
It's like that now?
Yeah.
Man, I'm about to hit up some of these white places.
Oh, you about to hit them up now?
I'm gonna hit them up. I'm gonna hit them up like, hey, we cool? Everything good? It's Biden's in office.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I guess racism now.
Yeah,
That's how I'm gonna fall down, dying. Damn, racism is still going on, huh?
Give me all you got, boy. We good.
Give me all you got, boy. We good. Boy, you said it wrong.
Oh my God,
boy.
Who else? Because that's it. We already established. So she's just there. I mean, Blake is. But like I said. When they were in that cafeteria and they were bullying, what's her name? The bunny girl.
Yeah.
What's her name? She has a fucking name.
She has a name, I just don't know.
Whatever. They were bullying her, Carden, and she was feeling bad about it. So like, you don't. And you could say she was just saying stuff and she didn't really mean it.
What did she say? Twice.
She was just talking about the faunus.
Yeah.
In general. Before she was making the right thing, she was like, they're all a bunch of ruffians and scoundrels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
But she had nothing to say about that girl.
That doesn't get brought up, right? Blake's backstory, it's a contradiction, so it's not worth it. And then you go into, and we don't really know much about it either because, you know, she doesn't want to talk about it, even though she wants to get involved with the terrorism. She doesn't want to. I mean, with slopping it, she doesn't want to, you know, explain herself. And then someone's going to tell me, well, she doesn't have to. And I'm going to say, sure, because I don't want to talk about this shit no more for much longer. And then after that,
they always going to say, you guys haven't even saw the whole show. Yes, we know. We won't be watching.
Exactly. No, that's basically it. That's about it for the plot. No. Team Juniper. Wait, that's not it. That's not it.
That's the period team.
Yeah, Team Cinder. What the fuck is that name?
Just Cinder's team. I don't think they have
Team Cinder. That'd be very stupid. Okay, Team Black.
Some fucking Yu Yu Hakusho shit.
The Black Club. They come in and they don't do it with anything. They kill a guy for wanting to leave the faunus, and I still can't believe none of these idiots know that it's Blake, even though all she has is a fucking bow on her hair. Like, was this a fucking magical girl show?
Wait, why did it? Who doesn't know it's Blake?
Anybody. Literally anybody.
But why would they want to get her? Because she's a wife. Because she used to be a white fame member.
Yes, and she's in the school.
I think the smart niggas know, but they just trying to hold off on the BS because they don't want actual plot. So they just like the Osmond dude. Like I said before, like that nigga knows.
I'm talking about who can like actually use her for their side.
Oh, I mean, I don't fucking know.
So then you got
this can't be explained.
Yeah, they kill him. I think they said they did, but I didn't see it. They fucking turned off the lights like that's gonna do shit when you walk in there, everybody sees you, and you walk out, and there's no one else there.
Yeah, they just turned them shits back on.
Yeah, come on.
Unmasked.
And
it's really bad.
And then
did we see the how you feel about the Japanese though?
I'm not talking about that shit. It's better, but I'm not. It is better. The voice acting is awful, man. But you know, you gotta get your check, get it somehow, and then And then after that, they rough up my man Rudolph Osborne. What I don't know.
Just call that nigga Randolph, whatever you be calling him.
They rough out Randolph.
They know who we talking
rough
about.
Up Rudolph. And then the dance.
Dude from Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, that's it. I have literally.
And then the dance.
I've hit E.
Yeah, we done. We out of fuel.
It's too bad.
So, in conclusion, out of 10, what would you give it? What did you seen so far?
My mind says did someone just say 10 in the background?
Stop juicing.
My mind says a 4, and my body says
and my soul says.
Okay, my mind says a 4, and my body says a.
Body? What does that mean?
Like, I'm just kidding. My body says a. Body is like subjective. Like, how cool is it? A 6, 5 to 6.
5 to 6.
Even if you're taking into account how cool the fight scenes, so to speak, are, you got to turn the volume down every time because the mixing is off.
Yeah, so some of them ones will be too you can't hear nothing, and in other moments it'll be all the way up.
And it's stupid ass rock, emo.
Always singing that one girl they always got singing. Never be on note.
Oh, you know, that's Rwby.
That's Rwby. Rwby, you can't sing for shit.
She can. Just
not good. Everybody can sing.
It's a different. It's an acquired taste. You have to be a weeaboo. And then besides that, there's just flashiness. Like it's that well, I won't bring up that shit. No one deserves to watch that. Let's just say it involves seizures.
They're trying to help you live.
And it's there's no tension in any of the fights, like you said. Also, the fact that nobody seems to be in any danger is amplified by the fact that no one has any sort of relationship stuff going on into the fights. The hardest thing I seen was when Rwby and Rice were arguing in their first fight together, and they nearly died because of it. They had to run away. That is the closest the show has gotten from that point until episode 20 something to bring in a relationship factor into the fights. From that moment, they were fighting perfectly on sync. Everybody, without any sort of training since that incident, and so there's nothing to work towards in a relationship factor as well. That's should be half the show, is how to learn to fight together well.
Yeah.
But that's not what the show is about. The show is about.
That's not even what they learn in school. In that little crappy school, that they're not even learning to fight together. But yeah, it's just a flash, Newgrounds.
You don't gotta learn how to fight together in the school. You learn how to fight together as part of the plot.
Yeah, but they're not even doing that.
I know, that's what should be happening.
Oh, yeah.
You should be learning to fight together as part of the plot. Cut this shit off, man. Cut this shit off.
We done, man. We out.
Fade it.
Active. You want me to put your name on?
RebelOfDaNew.
RebelOfDaNew. Go hard or go home. Don't watch this slop.